All right, welcome back to another episode of Out on the Road podcast. I'm Ty Linker. So today I want to talk about a few things. I wanted to do one solo podcast before I really dive back into podcasting, because I don't want anybody to I don't want my opinion to reflect other people's opinions on some things. But this podcast is brought to you as always by Slickman Welding Apparel. Best gloves on the market. I don't know, 3 years now they've been the best gloves. I wear them every day in and day out. I wear the 820s, but right now I'm wearing the Slickman burners. Not the big heavy duty ones, but like the MIG or the TIG gloves. Wobros.us. Chris has got 1 million shirts out right now. He's about to release a camouflage when you can go over to TikTok, vote on which pattern you like the best. Rod Shield, Bernardo's, into making, well, he's into a lot of things, but he's got the pipe wraparounds that ain't like the felt ones like we've always used, paper, whatever you want to call them. Plenty of new products, paint and welding hoods and all that going on. Tin and Welding Supply, Tal Samari, got plenty of new products going out right now. Not really new products, but they sell anything and everything. Call them Big Springs, Texas. All right. So first things first, I want to talk about the raffle I have going on right now. It's a bunch of quality products. Wobros welding shirts, 4 of them. 24 pairs of Slickman. Slickman FR welding hoodie. Shoot. I'm gonna use my little list here. Rod Shield, there's a welding hood. A candy apple green welding hood. Chase on Smoke donated a Holler grill to it. You get a 2T hat, hoodie, Arkansas Elite camo hoodie, Southern Leatherworks hood with a lens. There's a soft side cooler, Yeti cooler, some ProTech NDT swag. Andy Willis, buddy of mine's, built a speaker for it. One of the POS speakers. That's his company name. And Chad at Precision NDT's taking up getting the Milwaukee battery and charger, and he dealt with Andy on the speaker. So 4 shirts from Pearl Snap Pimps. My guy Johnny over there. I picked out 4 shirts. One's the golf polo. The 3 other, a 2-day notice, a long way from home, and the camper special. Let me see. A 52 quart Arctic cooler. Donate. It's not mine, but I bought it for the raffle just to make it that much better. A pipeliner's cloud, in a slam pole and the little hitch thing, so you can put it on the back of your truck if you don't have a welding bed. Anyways, it is a bunch. I mean, this ought to be the best welder giveaway of all time. $25 a raffle ticket. You can buy as many of them. You can find them at outontheroad.com. There's a link there. Make sure you don't go into the welding competition link. The raffle is for me. I'm going to spend some out on the road money towards it. I got a few other donations on some money towards it, but I would like to at least get to halfway of paying for a kid to go to a course there. You know, an 18 plus, let me say young adult. Let's go with young adult because it's not really a kid. I think there's like 18 spots left, maybe. I didn't figure I would like to get to 25, but I was figuring if I got 10, it would be a success. So if you're 18 plus and you want a career change or whatever, this is for you. You can find the welding test, at Arkansas Elite. Their website, their Instagram, there's links on all of it. On my social media as well, there's links on all of it. So Out on the Road, TikTok, Instagram, there's a link. Also on outontheroad.com, there is the link to the welding competition there too. So it's the 2nd annual Shield Arc and Showdown. things are completely different this time. Last year I done the TikTok welder, didn't really get to where I wanted to be at. So this time it is for the kids or for the young adults. Try not to call them kids, young adults. So I hope this going forwards becomes bigger and better and more people want to get involved with it. There's a huge age gap. I was looking the other night just at some statistics on between the average age of a welder in general. It's 38 to like 45. So that's older than my bracket too. So there's a huge age gap from 18 to 38. Well, we got to figure out how to fill that. And I hope that we can get more stuff like this going and more opportunities in the future um, for people to swap careers and stuff, get into the trades. A lot of people say it's hard. It is a hard lifestyle, but it's also an extremely rewarding lifestyle. I've helped. I don't even know. At least, I mean, let's say I know for sure I broke out 6 solid welders and helped countless other guys get to the point to where they can succeed at this. Whether that's them calling, asking questions, or me being in the campground with them hands on. But I don't really have the time to do my job and do the and teach people. I wish I did. And maybe one day in the future I just stop pipelining and do a downhill pipelining class, but you still won't be ready to go to the right of way. Maybe as a helper, that might be something, could just put on a little seminar. I'm not gonna, if you started a whole school, it would be a crazy expensive adventure to make a pipeline, and you would only be able to do like 4 or 5 guys at one time, maybe 6 guys and gals. You wouldn't to send the quality product out to the right of way. So, but I think if you want a good stepping stone to get into welding and stuff, I think going to a welding school is a good way about it. You know, you can do the helper route. I was a helper, become a welder. I mean, I already kind of had a background in welding, and a lot of people do it that way, and that's a great way to do it too. But that's kind of a tight method, and if you do it that way, you don't ever have anything to fall back on. So I don't think that going to a welding school, uh, I'm not going to say just any of them, but if you can get into one of these big time welding schools, not even big time, you need to do a lot of research on welding schools. Let me say that. I don't know a lot of them. I haven't talked to a lot of them. I know Arkansas Elite. I know a couple of guys at Western Welding, but um, you need to spend a lot of time and research on going visit these schools if you got the opportunity. That's Arkansas Elite opens up their doors for tours and all that stuff, and they put on the welding competition. Do a lot of research. Talk to the staff there. It's not just about, well, these do all this stuff on social media and it's blah blah blah. Leave all that out of it. You're trying to decide on a career here. All right. But the second annual Shield Arc Showdown, this is how we will go forward with it from now on. Now let's talk about why I haven't podcasted a lot here lately. So a lot of people know, a lot of people don't know, and I'm not just putting it all on this because a lot of it's procrastination too. I'm a great procrastinator. When I feel the need to procrastinate, I do a great job at it. So last year my father passed away last October. So last year was a struggle year in a lot of different ways. Whether it was work, my truck got totaled out, so it put a financial strain. There was a lot of bumps in the road last year. To get through that year, kind of like stumbled through it for the most part. Um, I joined the 798 towards the tail end of last year. Um, I didn't talk about it not because I was ashamed or I was trying to hide it or anything like that. I just wasn't ready to talk about it. And so the moving forward, I'm not going to sit here and spew a bunch of the 798 stuff because I'm still new to it. I've only worked 2 jobs, as far as it is. It's been a great opportunity. I've met a lot of great people. Uh, I don't know enough. I'm still learning a lot about it, but I mean, I like the way that, I like the way that you come in and it's not. I'm sure there's buddies and cliques and everything, but I haven't had to experience that yet here. And it ain't, and we'll make that, because I've seen some posts here lately about needing protection. Needing, you're not good enough to make it on the non-union, so you ran to the union side. I'm pretty sure that anybody that knows me knows that that's not the truth in the matter of why I come to the 798. I have daughters that I would like to leave something to in this world, and I was tired of breaking even. I felt like you go work 4 months, and you made a shit ton of money, but you left a lot of money on the table. I feel like I just 30, 38, 39, 40, and 15 and 16 and 17 an hour for the truck, and $100 per diem is shit. It's been shit for the last 15 years. I'm sorry. It's just, I was tired. There's other people making more money than me that I didn't think was any better or more of a quality welder than I am. Is a big reason why I made the swap to the 798. If they're paying $60 an hour welder, I guarantee I believe that I'm worth $60 an hour. They're paying 22 for a truck. I believe I drive a truck and have the equipment that's worth $22 an hour. They're paying 165. If I'm going to be away from my kids and stuff for extended amounts of time, I want to get paid the most I can get. I want to get paid what I think it's worth. And I think $165 an hour is not asking that much to get paid a day to be away from your kids. So I'll say this, the union welder, and they may have a lot of different beliefs in it and stuff, but my perception that I'm going into it with, the union welder is no different than the non-union welder, because welding is the same exact process on both sides of this fence. So what are we arguing about? The only difference is, I think the biggest difference that I've experienced so far is that they're getting paid more money and got benefits than what non-union guys have. That's the biggest dip to me, because welding is welding. You're either a good welder, you're an average welder, or you're a great welder. And I know plenty of great welders on the non-union side because I welded with them the past 9.5 years, and there's a shit ton of them. Good welders out there. The argument comes is, are you getting paid? Like, is your time, let me see how I want to word this. It's not, you, everybody's time has a dollar amount to it, right? Way I've looked at it my whole life. And I just feel like that I wanted to get paid the most money for my time, because I don't know how many more years I got of welding in me. Shit, I could go blind tomorrow. I don't know. So I've missed a lot out of my kids' stuff, so I can't get that time back. And I'm not going to quit pipelining, because it's just, I tried it for 6 months or 4.5 months. I tried to be in the Metroplex and be at home and do all that stuff. I'm not built for that. I like to be on the road. I like to see new places. I'm just a rambler. I mean, I moved from Alabama when I was 21 to Texas, and I never looked back. And I've been all over the country since then, and I hope to continue traveling the country. And I just want to get paid the most I can get paid. And I know a lot of people have this thing about the out of work list, the wheel as it's called, and it's a big scary thing. But what I've gathered and what I've seemed to understood or learned is that a lot of these guys don't even go on there. That I mean, there's always, it's half and half. So it's always, you got contract welders and you got dispatch welders, right? But I mean, the cream rises to the top. I have not seen a contract welder one that couldn't weld pipe together. So it's, in that instance, it's, go do your job, go do your welding job, build your reputation. Like, it's a pretty scary thing to be on one side of the fence where, I made it for 9 years, 8 years, to swap over to one where I only knew about, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 guys that are welders over here, maybe, and gals. I didn't know that many people. I just went into it with an open mind, make the welds that, try to make the best weld I can make every time, and so far it's working out. Like I said, this is my second job, so I still got a lot of learning to do in the 798. I like some of the ways they handle their business, and some of it's confusing to me. I mean, there's some red tape with it, which is different, but it's been a good experience so far. All right. So, and another thing, I mean, I don't know what the percentage is for guys that weld pipe or pipeliners in general that have kids, but you know, you work when you first get in, you work you work 80 hours or 800 hours, and you go from there. And then